guys, I'm Dr. Donna, and I'm so glad you're here. I'm really excited that you are ready to live your legacy life. Now, I know the words legacy life might sound a little bold, but I think passion and purpose have been so overused that they have kind of lost their meaning a bit, and they just don't capture the impact that you want to make and have kind of become vague and hard to define. You can end up going down this rabbit hole, feeling confused and overwhelmed, trying to figure it all out and feeling this pressure, which only makes you feel more confused. When we talk about a legacy life, we get to stop and ask ourselves, what's the impact I want to make on the world? What do I want to leave behind? When people think of me, how do I want to be thought of or remembered? These questions are much easier to answer than the generalization of just purpose. So here's the truth. There are clues in your life right now pointing you in the direction of your legacy. My brand, Unleash the Wise Leader in You, along with my Success Without Stress process, are designed to help you figure out those clues. Really, it's all about unleashing your natural gifts and talents, leveraging your strengths so that you can easily and naturally make the impact on the world that you desire and leave the legacy that you were born to. Many of you have had successful careers, usually working for someone else, and while you were contributing, because I know you're a hard worker and a team player, it was just a job, not a calling. And some of you chose to stay at home and raise your children. That's a job in and unto itself, right? But now that the kids are older or even out of the house, you're feeling like it's your turn. Your turn to do what lights you up and makes a difference in the world. And why should they have all the fun? You're watching this because you know you're called to something more. You have a burning desire and know in your gut that you are meant to make a positive impact in the world. But you're lacking the clarity of what exactly that looks like. You're not even sure where to begin. All you have is this feeling that it's time for something different and that you're meant for more. You're just not done yet. So here's the good news. Things can change in an instant. With a few simple steps that I have mapped out for you, you can gain the confidence, clarity, and courage to start taking the steps towards your legacy life. You'll know exactly what to do and where to begin. This is what I do with my clients in my Legacy Life program. And it's probably easier and simpler than you think. In fact, you already have the answers in front of you. You're just not seeing them yet. And here's some more good news. It's not about trying harder, thinking more, reading another dozen books, or watching Oprah specials. No offense to Oprah. It's not about doing it somebody else's way or following someone else's rules. No, it's actually about turning in. It's about knowing how to read the clues in your life that are already there. It's about learning how to trust your inner wisdom. It's about learning how to put the puzzle pieces together that are scattered at your feet right now. Most of the time, women like you who get stuck at this point of their life are overthinking, overanalyzing, second-guessing themselves around every corner. So you fall into self-doubt, fear, sabotage, confusion, paralysis. You don't trust yourself. So your thinking gets foggy and you paralyze yourself with the fear of making a mistake. Analysis paralysis. See, you've been looking at the world through somebody else's lenses, through all the shoulds and limiting beliefs that have been installed in you since you were little. The first time somebody told you what you could or couldn't be, what you were or weren't good at. You can't see the answers right in front of your face because it's like looking through goggles covered in Vaseline. But when you learn how to take these goggles off and trust your own eyes, you'll start to put the pieces of the puzzle together quickly and easily. Otherwise, if you leave the goggles on, you'll stay feeling around in the dark with uncertainty, confusion, and doubt. And I know you don't want that anymore, or you wouldn't be here right now watching this video. So let's talk about the steps to leading your legacy life. First and foremost, you have to learn to trust yourself again. This is the foundation that everything else is built upon. Knowing that you have the answers inside yourself. Knowing that you are wiser than you think, and that there is a wise leader within you waiting to be unleashed. I know it. Many women have to build this trust muscle up because it has seriously atrophied from years of self-doubt, indecision, seeking outside yourself for the answers. You've put your trust in parents, teachers, spouses, clergy, friends, experts, everyone else but yourself in some cases. So first, you're going to have to work on strengthening your trust muscle. This is something I help my clients with in my Legacy Life program. I give them specific exercises, practices, and customized meditations to help them develop that muscle, learn to trust themselves, and strengthen their inner guide. It's really a loop. The more you trust your inner guide, the more it shows up for you, the more you trust it over and over and over and over again. So that is step one, learning to trust yourself. Now, step two is discovering your zone of genius. Trust me, you have one. You may not be seeing it because it comes so naturally to you that you think it comes that easy to everyone and you don't recognize it as one of your gifts. Your zone of genius is that thing or things that you do better than almost anyone else in the world. The things that people ask you to do and you don't even think twice about it. You probably take your zone of genius for granted because it's just so natural and easy for you. This is where you really shine, but you might just be too close to it to see it. In your legacy life, my clients complete assessments and exercises to help them get super clear quickly on what exactly their unique zone of genius is. And let me tell you this, you wouldn't have been given your personal unique zone of genius if you weren't supposed to use it to lead your legacy life. It's a gift, a clue to knowing what you are supposed to do. Now, once you uncover your zone of genius, it's time for step three. Identifying what lights you up. Take a look at your life, your experiences, the activities that you are likely already engaged in, and notice which ones you would do all day, every day, even if no one paid you to do it. Which ones make you feel lit up or in flow? Flow is that magical state where you experience enough skill and challenge that you are so present and engaged that it's as if there is no time at all. An hour can go by and it feels like 20 minutes. You are in the zone, enjoying every minute. That is flow. And that is what I'm talking about, the things that light you up. Now, here's where you likely will have some limiting beliefs that need sorting through. Because as you're working on this step, you'll hear other people's voices saying, you can't do that. No one is ever going to pay you for that. Be realistic. Stop dreaming. You're not good enough. You're not trained enough, skilled enough. You name it. This is where I help my coaching clients bust through these limiting beliefs and create the lives they never dreamed were possible, doing what they love and what they shine at. But this can be tricky without some help. So far we've built trust in ourselves, we've identified our zone of genius, and we've come up with all the things that light us up inside. Now, in step 4, we really dive into that word legacy. What does that truly mean for you? Now, for some, that involves a global impact. And for others, it's really about working in their community. And for some, it's really about being in their families and what that means for them. There is no right or wrong. And again, this is a process of turning to your inner guide and deciding what legacy means to you. The work I do with clients is very personalized. We may have steps to this process, but I always trust that you are the expert of your own life and you have the answers within. You just might need some help drawing them out and erasing the negative patterns of thinking, feeling, and behaving that you have become so accustomed to, you don't even see them anymore, and you certainly can't see how they're tripping you up. So now we've got trusting yourself, identifying your zone of genius, what lights you up, and your personal definition of legacy. So we put all of that together and you have your roadmap to building your legacy life. That's it. That simple. A simple process to fulfillment and, yes, passion and purpose, even though I said we weren't going to call it that. Now, many of my clients come to me to help them through this process. The process is simple, but it can be tricky to move through it alone because of those blind spots and old programming. We all have a default setting of thinking, feeling, and acting, and without help, it's really easy to return to our own default, even with the best of intentions. So ask me how I know? Because I've done it, right? I've been there. People think because I'm a psychologist, I can do it alone, or I have all the answers and can just fix myself without help, right? But we all need help because we're human. But the right help taps you into your inner guide. It doesn't replace it, override it, or steer you away from it. It connects you. I want you to close your eyes for a minute and imagine waking up each day filled with energy and a zest for life because you know you are on the path to building your legacy. When your feet hit the floor in the morning, you can't wait. You've got a smile on your face and you can't wait to jump out of bed and do what you love. You know who you are and you completely trust yourself. You feel confident and courageous to take on the day ahead. And you know that any obstacles that might come your way, you'll be able to handle them because you clearly know your why. You know your zone of genius and you own it. You feel great about your strengths. You know what you're good at. You know how you want to spend each day and you know what's important to you. You know what you are here to do in this world and you are doing it. Feels pretty amazing, doesn't it? I know because I did it. Because I gave up the six-figure career, the great title, so I could follow my calling by helping all of you. And so here's what I want you to do next. First, open your eyes, right? I want you to look at the bottom of the screen here underneath this video, and I want you to click on the button below and schedule a call with me so that we can talk about creating your legacy life. We'll talk about where your life is at now, where you want it to be, and what's been getting in the way. And if I think I can help you, then we can talk about what that might look like too. Now, I know because you're watching this that you are so done with playing small and feeling unfulfilled and wondering what you should be doing with your life. Imagine how it will feel to end this year with the clarity, confidence, and courage that you have been longing for. And for some of you ladies, I have a few spots open in my invite-only Legacy Life program with some great bonuses for September if you qualify. I want you to thank you for watching this training, remind you to click on that link below because I am so looking forward to talking to you and helping you create your legacy, because not only will you be helping yourself, but you'll be helping the world. Thank you so much for showing up and sharing your genius with all of us. Love you guys. Mwah.